Hi everyone. Thank you for listening. Before we start though, don't forget that every like, comment and subscribe makes a difference. Do you want to make a difference to Michelle and Jon's life? Do you want to increase the numbers? Do you want to be a part of the 5 pence change journey with us? If so, give us a little like, little comment, little share, and tick that subscribe button. Click it. Don't tick it. Ticking doesn't work. Why did I say that?
Don't know. Smashed it. Well done. What a twist.
Who
are you?
Who are you? Hey.
I think I'm going to pass out. All my toes in his mouth.
I can't get the eyelashes right. I've just had them done.
Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's episode 28 of the 5 pence change podcast. I'm Michelle.
I'm John. I thought you were doing the Truman Show then. Have you seen the film where it's like, good afternoon, what is it? And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good morning and good night.
Oh no. Well, it just depends what time of day everyone listens to it. We could be playing out at 5 a.m. in someone's kitchen Monday morning, but it could be a commute thing.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes. Yeah. Who are these absolute psychopaths? I mean, I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you, but 5 a.m. listening to me and you.
Maybe they've gone to the gym or having a long walk with the dog.
Showing off in the gym at 5 a.m.
It's not for me.
I went once.
Well done. At 5 a.m. or just once in general?
No, 5 a.m.
No.
Never doing that again. Just full of poses. Just pointing at shit. Anyway, it's going down.
You're not allowed to take your guns to the gym.
I know, yeah.
Oh, look at these bad boys.
That's what I'm worried about, when I go through customs on holiday. Just fucking...
Got 2 guns on me.
Fucking you trying to sneak 2 guns through? Sneak, mate, and I'm fucking show here. Speaking of trying to get through customs.
Go on.
The Co-op Live, as I'm going to kick it off and go straight into it because we've just gone. The Co-op Live... What's the word that I'm looking for?
The Co-op Live had an event to go ahead, and it didn't, and it wasn't even their fault. It was the case.
It wasn't. Co-op Live are off the hook this time. However, they had to be the messenger, the bearer of bad news.
Do you know what, though? I do think that this whole Nicki Minaj thing, their announcement of it being cancelled was way too late.
Support act been on and everything.
I don't even know if they've been a support act, but they opened the doors at 6?
Yeah.
And it was after 9 p.m. that they were like, hey, guess what? Nicki Minaj isn't coming. She's still in Amsterdam.
Yeah, but it's funny why she was in Amsterdam.
They'll have made but they'd have made a fortune off drinks and fucking hot dogs and nachos and sweets.
Yeah.
They're naughty.
Yeah, but...
Naughty!
They can only go off the information that that was getting presented to him.
I know,
and they were getting told by...
If it's 8 o'clock at night
team.
and she's still in Amsterdam, she's not making it for a concert. Even, what airfield are they taking her to?
Manchester?
Close to the Co-op. Manchester Airport, still a good...
15 minutes away.
40-minute drive.
No,
in nighttime traffic into the city centre.
Helicopter in.
It's absolutely mental.
Yeah, but you've
even thought that was going to go ahead.
I'm playing devil's advocate. If they're getting told by the Minaj team, also, in fact, should we start it from scratch here because people aren't going to know what we're talking about.
Hopefully they will have, because this is going to go out a couple of weeks after. So if you haven't heard about this, where have you been?
With me.
What, in Turkey?
No, just under a rock. No, I've heard about it.
So we'll start from the beginning. So Nicki Minaj is in Amsterdam. Don't know whether she'd perform there.
Yeah, she had.
And then she needed to get a flight to Manchester for her gig there. Mm-hmm. And her bags had all gone through customs and everything before her. I assume she's got a little privy jet.
Yeah.
Little privy jet.
You're not doing those tours on. You're not going on a jet too, are you?
Well, you never know. Might be cost effective.
You're getting a private jet. It's probably more cost effective having a private jet than waiting for EasyJet flight 604.
She definitely would pay for speedy boarding, though, wouldn't she?
Can you pay for speedy?
Speedy boarding on EasyJet and that.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, I don't know if it is still a thing, but when I used to work there, that was a thing. People used to pay for speedy boarding.
Why? Just to sit on the plane longer?
Because back in the day, your seats weren't allocated. So when I worked there, you weren't allocated a seat. It was you get on and you sit in a seat. And then you'd have all the mums going, I'm not sat with me child. Well, you should have booked seats then, shouldn't you?
Yeah, but it's under a certain age. They have to sit with them, don't they?
Yeah, but
like
if they haven't booked it, people wouldn't book it because you had to pay to book them. People will just be like, well, I'll just get one when I'm there. But I want to sit with me 10 friends and family.
I'd happily sit on my own. Plane's not going to leave without me.
Yeah. So speedy boarding.
So she's gone to the airport.
And the Dutch police have searched her bags and found what they called soft drugs. Now, in my eyes, all drugs are soft because if you launch a bag of cocaine at your head, that's not going to cause any damage. However, it was weed. So I think they mean like a class B, a lower level drug.
You're saying that like an advocate. The lower level. A drug's a drug?
A drug is a drug.
Drugs are bad. Stay out. Stay in school, kids.
No, because paracetamol and ibuprofen are belter when you've got a banging headache.
To be fair, they're probably worse for you.
And it's a drug.
They're probably bad for you. Well, people die from paracetamol.
Do you know what I mean? That's why they limit it to, 2 packets when you go.
I know.
When you've got a cold, it's an absolute nightmare. Go the Asda, buy 2 paracetamol. Go the Owen Bargains, buy 2 paracetamol.
Yeah, but you can only take
go the Aldi.
Every 4 hours anyway. You only need 1 pack.
Yeah, but if you're fucking dying on your deathbed of cold and flu, you want to make sure you're stocked up so that you've got what 2 every 4 hours. Like, I can't do the maths, but say like 8 o'clock in the morning, midday, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. So that's 8 a day. There's like
comes in packs like 24.
Yeah, so you just want to make sure you're stocked up.
Lemsip
essentially
cures everything. Anyway, we digress.
So yeah, soft drugs.
Soft drug.
And
soft. I'm glad you told everyone what the soft drugs were because I was sat here going, "What the fuck's a soft drug?"
well, yeah, bit of weed. But the dozy bitch tried to bring them into the UK, and she's like,
I don't think she's the first.
She's questioning it, and I know she went on and did a little live and that. But I'm sorry, babe. She's like, oh, well, it's legal. It's legal in the Netherlands. No, what it is, babe, is controlled. You can't just take drugs to an airport. That's not how it works.
Well, you can if you want to end up in prison.
Do you know what I mean? Just because you're Nicki Minaj doesn't mean that you can have a bit of cannabis from that coffee shop and bring it to the UK. Well, I think she denied it, and a security team were like, hey, they're ours, they're not Nicki's, they're mine.
Yeah, well,
but essentially, you're trying to smuggle drugs into another country, so joke's on air, isn't it, really?
I'd love that as a defence. It's legal. It's actually really not.
Do you know what I mean?
It's actually quite the opposite.
And I think, like, if she was in California, yeah, you might be able to get cannabis there, but you probably can't. There's other states where it's not legalised, and I don't know what states it's not legalised in, but I reckon, like, Louisiana might be one of them. You can't just get on a plane to Louisiana and expect that your legal drugs from your destination you left from. Like, no. That's not how it works.
So
she's a dickhead.
Long and short.
Come at me.
Yeah, but so there's obviously no blame on Co-op Live. If her team's like been in touch with them and said, yeah, it's all getting sorted, we're on our way. That's all they've got to go off. She's on her way. We'll open the doors. I don't think did have been like, when did she get arrested?
I don't know, on one day. Yeah, I think the day that she was due to perform in Manchester. I don't know what day it is now because the bank holiday. I don't know what day it is.
Don't know where we are, what we're doing, what's going on. So
maybe it was Friday night.
Let's just say she's meant to be at Co-op Live Friday night. She takes off Friday morning or whatever. Or Friday afternoon, because it's only a short flight.
Yeah, it's not a long flight.
It's only a short flight.
It's longer to taxi to the runway than it is to get to the fucking UK.
It's like an hour max, isn't it? So you're like, oh, we'll be there in an hour, and then our 40-minute drive from the airport. It's not 40 minutes, it's like 15.
It's not 15 minutes from Manchester Airport to the city centre of Manchester.
It literally is.
No, it's not.
All right, we'll do it one day.
I'm going to see how long it'll take me now.
Go on, get it up right now, just for argument's sake.
I don't know what I'm going to use. AA route planner?
Just put it in your Google Maps.
I don't know how you do that from one destination that you're not at.
Oh, I'll do it.
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah.
How are you doing it?
It is the fastest route is a 24-minute drive.
I think it's lying.
That's the one I use, and it's never lied to me.
Mine's saying 26, but
Yeah, 26 was an option on mine. That was the simplest route.
I think 14-minute delay is fair. Just saying,
digging holes.
especially on a Friday night.
So, summarising, Nicki Minaj as... to be fair, I've never been Amsterdam.
Same.
I just assumed everyone went Amsterdam to have magic mushrooms and smoke weed.
But you can't smuggle it out of the country.
No, I know,
you go there to do it.
That's what I think everyone goes there for.
Well, I think she might have had a concert, which probably made her a good chunk of
that's
money.
That's what I'm saying. It's like she's not going to be the first person to try it. Like, try and put some of the case in.
Yeah, I don't even think... No, I think she might... Only stupid people put objects like that in the case. And I think this is like...
Or drug smugglers.
Is this a case of... Like when we discussed the other week about cocky confidence and
Defo.
how they're up there and she'd be like, oh my God, I'm Nicki Minaj. What do you mean I can't bring in like 2 pre-rolled spliffs?
That's probably what it was. Your Nicki Minaj impression is amazing, by the way. It's probably what it was. She probably lost 4 stone and grew an inch on a dick and thought, fuck it.
I'm taking them.
I'm taking them through. And then she gets arrested.
It's in her baggage though, isn't it?
Can you imagine that as a work, like not turning up for work? Why aren't you in work today? Oh, listen, funny thing, right? I'm in Amsterdam. I bought a bag of weed. I was trying to take it over with me. I know, right? It's legal. I don't get it. I don't get the problem. Turns out they've got a problem with it. And then she tried to say it was all a big conspiracy to stop her from going Manchester. It's not a conspiracy. They were stopping you because you had contraband in your suitcase.
Contraband. But it's true. Does she genuinely think like, oh my God, the people of Amsterdam are trying to stop and sabotage my tour? She probably thought the Co-op Live are in there like, oh, we haven't been in the news for a couple of weeks. Let's get a cancellation. Let's get a cancellation.
Just put it in a bag anywhere. Yeah, well, I didn't see what... She tried that one, like, because that doesn't stand up in airports as well. Like, I didn't know they were taking my bag to the plane. They've already done that. They did that without me knowing. It's like, did you pack this bag yourself? And you've got to tick that box. Yeah, I did. And they're like, all right, well, there's a shitload of drugs in here. Like, no, I didn't pack that though.
That wasn't me.
You can't backtrack at that point.
I just put my knickers in because I won't let the security look at them.
The thing is, Your Honour, I did pack it, but I didn't pack that though. No. But you said you packed it. I said, no. It's not me. It's not funny.
Booked it, packed it, didn't fuck off.
Yeah, literally.
So, that's the end of that one.
I just assumed that when well, obviously I know Nicki Minaj wasn't there just because she was like, hey, we're passing through. Why don't we stop in Amsterdam and get high? Obviously, I think she had a gig on, didn't she? But I just assumed everyone who went to Amsterdam weren't going for the Anne Frank Museum. Well,
I'd love to go to the Anne Frank Museum,
everyone goes for a space cake or...
I think I would rather go to sightsee.
What are you seeing? What's the sightseeing in Amsterdam?
All the canals.
All people off the face.
Red light district.
Oh my God.
That's something I've never seen before.
Oh my God, look at that red light district there. And that guy's jaws over there.
Yeah, on game.
The red light, is that where all the brothels are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where they're actually up against the glass.
Little sex windows and stuff.
Tapping on the glass like... See, that's dangerous.
I think that'd be lovely. Well, not
Michelle,
lovely. Sex shops, they'd be funny.
Michelle, I'm walking down the street and there's a woman tapping the glass saying she wants me.
Yeah, but how much is she asking, John?
She's not said.
We've only brought 150 quid for our day trip.
Yeah. Michelle, we owe Amsterdam money.
If we've got anything left over, you can nip in on the way home.
Have you seen those videos where people go to Amsterdam and all the mates are just waiting for them outside, recording them as they come out?
Yeah.
Oh, you'd die, wouldn't you?
I do think it'd be funny, but I think if it did go to... and I was to try drugs or anything like that, I'd have to be with people that I seriously trust. Like, that's not the place that you want to take your mate to, a fucking knobheads and that will just push it too far. Like, if you're...
Just start jumping like this going, Michelle, why are you jumping? You're like, I'm not jumping. Why are you jumping, Michelle?
What's that on your head? You don't need people like that in your life in Amsterdam.
Just start throwing random words in to see if you click onto it. Like, hey, Michelle, do you want an elephant tomorrow? And you're like, did you just say elephant? No. What the fuck of a tuck? Took a Diet Coke, chill the fuck out.
I'd love that. But no, I would like to go. But I just don't think that would be on my list of things to do.
It's not my vibe.
I like hearing the stories of people that I know who've been and that have had a little trip on the mushrooms and,
Yeah, there's a lad I know who
stuff.
did
But
that.
do I want to put myself in that situation?
He said he had the
I don't think
mushroom and he got... so this lad I know said he went because he really wanted to try mushrooms, and he took a mushroom and he said he got chased down the street by a squirrel saying, "Get away from me, trees."
Stop it. Can you imagine watching this guy running absolutely fucking nothing, chasing him, and he's just
Just imagining his head seeing that though. Some little fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks there with his stick. Get away from the trees.
Don't think I'd want to be in public. I think it's one of them that you just take it back to your hotel room and just see what happens
safe.
in the room. Yeah, somewhere safe that nothing's going to happen to me.
I don't. Well, I've never indulged in magic.
We're
mushrooms.
drug fannies, aren't we?
We are. I'll be the statistic
That dies.
that I'd be the one. No one ever dies from cannabis. I'd be that one.
It's impossible though.
I'd make it happen. So. Yeah, he smoked a spliff and then fell off a cliff. So technically, we're putting.
Oh yeah, it was like a cause of death, like high.
But
if you were just sat in your room, you'd be okay. No. You could just like ring 999 or something if it got really bad.
I don't want to get chased down the street by. Although, right, and this is proper going off on like on a tangent, right? I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about tripping and all that, and it's in a way, as much as I'm like nah, but it also does fascinate me, like that whole like how does your mind like. So I've heard people who've said about mushrooms and they're just like all the colours are brighter, and then some people are like actually visually see it. Wasn't there a film out called Shrooms?
Probably.
Where it's like one of them was
bell.
getting killed by another one, and it was like a talking cow, and it just turns out it was just another person. Anyway, I do get fascinated by those type of stories, and the one that like really
stuck with you.
No, have you heard of the one DMT?
What is DMT?
I don't know. It stands for something.
Dead Man Talking. Was it that podcast you were listening to?
No, I mean they probably talk about it as well. This is not really our usual forte on this podcast, but
so if anyone knows, let us know.
No, it was on Paul Smith's tour. I was watching it, and he was talking about doing DMT, and he was talking about all the stuff that like he said he was like, I'm pretty sure I was talking to God or something like that. He said, or Mother Nature. He was just like was just holding him and all that. He was just in this like mad place.
Didn't he say that fixed him? Like isn't that supposed to be really good for like anxiety and depression?
Yeah, I think they say it's like spiritualist though, isn't it? It's like
I don't know.
It's meant to be like so. They say. I don't want to
Google it either.
So they say DMT is a chemical your brain releases when you die, right?
Oh fucking hell!
And like so apparently, right? Well, it's a chemical similar to it.
Just on cloud 9 minus the gates.
Just sitting there going, fucking hell, getting chased by a squirrel.
And then there's little Jesus bangers in the background. He's got the whole world.
But listening to his stories, I'm like, I'm not for it. I'm not into it, but it was also really fascinating. Yeah, it was so. It was part of me going, oh my god, I want to. But I know I'd panic. Like he's like, oh, I was talking to God. I'd be there with the devil. Devil's like that. I've heard your podcast, and some of the things you talk about, mate. You've got some explaining to do. Poor guy was just on a plane. No, I'm not.
Come and meet him.
I'm not. Not into drugs. I did get spiked once. That was
what?
I did
by your mates?
No. By I had a baby reindeer moment.
What?
Years ago when I first like started comedy. Well, I was about a year into it.
Oh my god, let me sit up.
Sit up, right. Gather round, children.
I'm ready.
It's like story time with KP, yeah. No, right. So it's about a year into comedy.
Yeah.
And there was a girl who kept just turning up to the gigs. And at first you just think, oh, it's just like, because they were all like, I'd say local to like the Manchester area.
Yeah.
At first, you're sort of like,
For someone who likes comedy,
Yeah, maybe
it wouldn't be
just, like,
unusual
yeah,
for them to attend
like,
them. Like me.
like, no, remember that guy who you used to always see in Liverpool and Chester?
Yeah.
Like, you sometimes just, and she'd always like talk to me and all that, and then she started following me on socials. But then she started turning up at gigs a bit further afield, like, I say it's like still. How do I put it? There was one in Macclesfield she turned up in.
Where was she based?
I don't know.
Because Macclesfield's a bit of a mission.
Yeah, so she turned up at. Then she turned up at Helsby, and my mate was there, and funnily enough, I was telling him about.
Don't look now, but she's just walked in.
That's literally what it was like. I was telling her, I was like, "Hey, this girl keeps looking," and then she started like messaging me page and all that. And at first I thought it was just like being nice, and then it was just a bit like it was just she's at this gig again. And then so I was telling my mate about it, and then we got to the gig and she stood outside.
Stop it! I've just got a little shiver down my spine.
I was like, mate, that's the girl. And he was like, weird that. I was like, yeah, but I mean, I know Manchester but Macclesfield, and anyway, I wouldn't leave me alone. Every single time me and my mate went out, like into the car park or something, she was just always within arm's distance, you know, like within earshot.
Stop it! Oh,
and then I got asked to do this gig. It was the worst gig ever. That's the thing with comedy; it's not always glamorous. There was some lad I know who was putting on this. It was like in a pub. They had like a little music festival, and they were throwing on a comedy in the middle of it. Looking back now, if someone asked me to do that type of gig now, I'd be like, absolutely not. So we turned up to this pub, basically boot off all the singers that had been on, that everyone was enjoying, to go, right guys, now I know you're all pissed, shut up and listen to jokes for the next bit. Right, yeah, this one's going to talk about being fat. And
has anyone been to Slimming World?
No one was listening, so I just started like singing. I was like, fuck it, if everyone wants to sing, so I'll sing. Turned it into a little karaoke sesh. Anyway, I look, and the girl's there again.
Oh, stop it.
She's there with a mate, right? And they're just like lurking, and then I come off, and then like she was just always there trying to have conversation, and then she was talking to the like what the two of the other acts who were also there, and because I was with them, she was anyway. I'm on the phone to my mate, and I said to my mate, I was like, "Hey, that girl's here again," and he was like, "This is weird. I'm coming down." So he drove to Liverpool to come and meet me, and then in that time, now whenever a gig, I don't drink. I don't really drink anyway because I'm usually in the car. This day, because it's only Liverpool, and I thought I'd be done by a certain time. I was going to get the train there and back. So I got the train there, and when she turned up, I was like, I'm not drinking. And then the lad was like, oh, have a beer with us. I was like, right, I can have one. So I had one beer. Remember that. And then she comes over and she's like, oh, I've got us all shots. And I was like,
oh my God.
I'm not doing a shot, right? And you know what it's like then, if anyone says we're doing shots and you say I'm not doing shots, like, yeah, you know, you're funny, get it down, yeah, shot. Yeah, so I ended up doing this shot, and then I just don't remember much else after that.
Are you messing?
No, I literally don't remember much else after this point, right? So my mate turns up, and he filled me in the next day. So this part of the story is what he said to me. Right, so he said he turned up. He said, and he said, at first I thought, fucking hell, he's bladdered. He was like, you're just dead happy and jolly. He was like, but you were just bladdered. And I was like, I said to him, I only had one drink. He went, nah, I've been out with you many times. I
know what you like. Yeah.
I was like, you were bladdered. I was like, mate, I had one drink and one shot. He was like, nah, didn't believe me. And then he was like, yeah. He said, and then he said. And then that girl was like basically holding you up at one point. He was like, and then he said, I was speaking in this Mexican accent. I was like, what do you mean? He was just like, everything was going, "K." It's like someone would talk to you, just go, "K."
Stop it.
I was like, I literally don't remember. So anyway, he said you started being sick. He said, and I was like, right, I'm going to take him home. He said, but the girl was like, no, he's coming back with us. And
Wow.
he said, he was like, no, we're going to take him home. He said, the girl started kissing you.
Oh my God, did you get molested?
Like literally. And then he said, and then the other girl, like, a mate, started then kissing you. Do not recall any of this, right?
Oh my God, this isn't okay, you know.
I told you it's a baby reindeer moment, this, right? And then, so he's like, no, right, I'm taking him. And they're literally trying to drag me into a taxi, apparently. And he was like, no, I'm not having it. So my mate basically fights him off, like, nah,
Fuck off.
get back, you bitches.
He's mine.
He said, puts me in the car. He said, I'm driving back. He said, he just went, thanks, mate. And then just burst out crying.
What?
Apparently, he said the whole drive home, I'm crying my eyes out. He was like, I was asking him, I was like, what's up? Yeah, he said, I just thought, you know, he just had too much to drink. It's all right. Stop worrying about it. And then I didn't see or hear from that girl again until about 12 months later. We're into lockdown at this point, right? And that girl, I said to me mate afterwards as well, I was like, I think I've got spiked, you know? And he was like, no. He was like, I think you were just dead drunk. I was like, I had one drink and one shot. That was it. And he was like, nah, don't know. And I was like, I think I got spiked. Anyway, 12 months later or so, we're in the first lockdown. She pops up on Messenger with a picture of me, her, and a mate. And she put...
Is it on a time hop by any chance?
Yeah, she put, haha, remember this? And I was like, no. She went, oh, that was a year ago today. It was at that gig in Liverpool. I went, I'll be honest with you, I don't remember much from that because I just can't remember anything from it. And then she put, and I kid you not, she put, that's because we roofied you. You missed out on a 3-way with 2 BBWs.
What?
Which apparently stands for Big Beautiful Woman.
Yeah.
Which obviously isn't the important part of that.
So they were bubbly.
They were a bubble bath.
Right, hang on, let's just roll that back.
Yeah, go on.
So she fully admitted in writing that she spiked you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I know.
Oh my God. No, like honestly.
It's weird, isn't it?
Right now,
this episode
I don't know
is
whether to
took a
laugh
turn.
or cry. I'm actually raging that someone would do that to John Capewell.
It happens to guys as well.
Do you know,
No,
that's really interesting because statistically, you always think that it's females that get spiked
Well, it probably is statistically.
by men. And you know what? Touch wood. I don't know if there's anything wood in here. I've never been spiked.
Everything you touched then was plastic. The table, the plant, your head. sorry, it was there. Your head's not
Plastic.
I'm joking.
There's no Botox in this
It's calling
anymore.
you thick.
I've never been spiked.
No, it wasn't.
And
there.
actually, if you were to say,
say it
if we
wasn't
were to
nice.
say to you listeners,
I don't remember.
which one of us has been spiked and put a poll out, you'd probably all vote for me
I'd vote for you.
because you would never imagine that John,
I know. If they
Like,
could just asked
do you know what I
politely, I probably
mean?
would have gone back with him. But he didn't.
if they'd have asked me
If
politely,
they just asked politely, fancy coming back for a 3-way with us, we'll give it a go.
don't know what to do, but yeah.
I don't know.
I'm actually fuming, you know. I can't believe someone's done that.
I know. Just ask nice. Not roofie
Why
me.
would anyone feel that that wouldn't even cross that's fucking psychopathic. Is that even a
little
word?
bit. How insecure do you need to be though to be like, it's not going to say yeah to a 3-way with us?
I
We're gonna have
think
to
we're gonna
spike
have to. Yeah, but then what happens if your willy didn't work?
I don't think it would have done. I was too busy crying in a Mexican
So
accent.
what?
Nonetheless.
I made me cry.
What was that?
I don't know.
That wasn't Mexican.
Was it not?
No.
Arriba!
Slightly racist.
Oh, okay. Let's not do that then. Cut that out. I don't want to be racist.
I'll leave it at
That I've just no.
Hey.
That's not okay. If any one of our listeners is female and that's
Sorry
crossed your mind,
if this is a
don't
trigger,
bother
by the
because
way.
that is absolutely disgusting.
Not crush, but it is a trigger because that might have happened to other people as well. Yeah, not nice. No, it wasn't.
Oh my God, I dread to think what could have happened. They could have sawn your arm off.
Imagine that. Imagine that story. What happened to your hand? Well, Sit down
Funny
for this.
story.
Sit down for this one.
I was spiked. Apparently, it was that good and boss of finger blasting, so she just cut off my hands and said, kept it to have it every day. Put little metal poles on the fingers to keep them firm.
Yeah, it's it wasn't pleasant. People do it. It's not. People do it randomly now. No, people just go.
What? Just to watch the aftermath?
Just to spite the mates for a laugh. It's wrong.
Oh.
I think it's fucked up when we live in a world where bars are actively promoting.
They have the little stickers, don't they?
The
to put
stickers over
yeah.
and things to put in your drink. When there's those type of services like on the readily available, like instead of just people going, do you know what? I'm not a dick, so I'm just not going to do it. Also, if you said to me now, let's roofie someone, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Well, I wouldn't know where to get the drugs from. I wouldn't know
what
what you're
about it
supposed to
because I watched
use.
The Hangover.
Wow.
If you said to me, like, oh, should we roofie someone for a laugh? After the conversation of me going, let's just say we're both psychopaths, right? You go, should we roofie someone for a laugh? And I go, yeah. How? We'll both of us be like, I don't know. Didn't think that far ahead. I didn't think you were going to say yeah, to be honest with you.
I'll order the drink when we're there, but I don't know how we're getting the stuff to put in that drink.
I love that. I'll order the drink, you do the rest.
And I'll maintain eye contact with them.
I think that's like, I just think that's what, in a world that we live in today, where everyone's banging on like be kind and all that, look out for each other and all that. Oh my God, what the fuck is that?
That's a fucking spider, isn't it? That's not okay.
That's massive. How long has that been there for?
Oh no!
Can we?
Oh no!
I'm not. I can't do a podcast.
I'm not touching that. Can
you just keep your eye on it?
Oh fucking hell! Yeah. All right. So, happy bank holiday.
Yeah.
Nah, that's.
Is it a fake one?
I don't know.
What if it started coming down?
Oh, let me have a little.
No, don't get near it.
If that was on the floor, I'd stamp on its head.
My feet would be.
But the fact that it's, you can't see like how the ceiling looks, but it's like a cloud.
Are we
effect.
leaving all this in?
Well, yeah, whatever. We'll just see how it works.
Yeah.
But it's like a cloud effect, and there's a fucking spider in the clouds.
Oh, I feel it.
Just check that there's not another one.
Can't see one. You know, they say you're never more than 5 feet away from a spider at any one given time.
Oh, why is that in here?
I don't know.
Can you imagine when we're... So obviously... Can you imagine if we'd pulled this blanket out of like where we stored it and it was just in there?
Do you know, did I tell you about the time that happened to me on Christmas Day?
Oh, I feel itchy. I feel like I've got nits.
So, when I was about 10 or 11 Christmas, right? Opened the presents from under the tree. My sister got me one.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a first.
I know. And as I opened it up, a spider crawled out.
Stop it.
I don't know what was in the present. I just flung it. It's gone. I don't want that anymore. It's a real fear. So sorry if you're just catching up. We were in the middle of a conversation. Things took a turn. There was a spider right in front of us.
Still there.
Okay. I'm gonna mark myself safe from the spider.
For now.
But
he's big.
No, I'm not Spider-Man.
Oh my God, my little heart went then when you said it dropped.
That's how, do you know what, right? Also, I was actually going to bring this up and I feel like now would be the perfect time. Tory party have come out to say if they win the next election, they're going to put in mandatory national service.
Are you signing up to that now to get away from the spider?
Absolutely not. What am I going to be? No.
I scream at spiders. I don't want a man coming at me with a gun.
I know, yeah. Fucking hell, that is literally all the fucking Taliban would need. We've got guns, we've got grenades, and we've got cages full of spiders.
I get spiked by females. I'm just not the guy for you. I haven't got it in me.
What's your thoughts on that, by the way?
Do you know what? I think it's a fucking joke.
What, national service?
I just don't think it's fair. Like, no. I know it might have worked in World War I and World War II.
Well, yeah, people are like...
But it's a different day and age now, like... Do you know what I mean?
I was going to say... I'm kind of into it.
What?
I'm for it.
Are you joking?
As a father of 2 boys, if my boys came home and was like, Dad, I want to join the army, I'd be fucking so proud of them.
But what happens if you've got to go out and fight the Taliban or whoever we're fighting, and then your boys haven't got a dad to come home to? Have you thought about that? They can't tell you that they've joined the army because you won't be here anymore because you're going in the first 5 days.
In the first 5 days? Where am I going?
To your deathbed.
To your deathbed. No, I think... yeah, but like, that could happen on your way to work.
Have you... Right, I'm sorry, but some of the guys that I've worked with are not army material.
No, of course, I agree with you. And maybe that's what we need.
I think if it's...
Maybe that's the whole point. They're not army material. Maybe if we started putting them in the army for a bit. And like... It gave him a sense of... I read it, and at first, because the Tory said it, I wanted to be like, no, that is ridiculous. And then also part of me's going, oh, do you know what, though?
Teddy, he's a Tory.
No, a military career is a great career. You get, you know...
Oh, yeah, because it's fucking... You might get a boss pension, but you've got PTSD and no limbs.
Of course there's that.
I just think there's jobs with less risk.
There is, but there's also jobs with nothing and no purpose out of it. Would you much rather be like, oh, just go get a job in a call centre all day?
Yeah, actually I would. You tell me when I can piss because I'm not fucking running through sand or mud. I went on a dog walk today and nearly slipped in mud. How do you expect me to run with a fucking rifle?
You learn your trade.
No, I think what we should do is everyone who has severe mental health issues, i.e. multiple personality disorder, schizophrenia, people of that nature, send them in.
You've just said about people with PTSD. Like, oh, you go back and have PTSD. And then now you're like, yeah, but if they're fucking cuckoo, send them straight in.
They'll be eager.
If they've got multiple personalities and one of them dies, it's all right. Well, they've got 6 other personalities. Joe's dead, yeah, but he's got Frank
and George.
I don't think that's how it works. Also, sorry for taking the piss out of some serious mental health disorders.
Well, you've got to laugh. I know we keep looking at the spider. You've got to laugh at it though, but I just think can you imagine someone that's been living in like a padded cell for the last 6 months and you say, listen, we're going to get you a hard hat, some camouflage and a gun.
I don't
go fucking nuts and whatever colour, this is what you need to aim for. And they're just like,
nah. What was that?
A fart.
And that's not the people that I want defending me. Imagine that in World War II.
Yeah, but they've got then they won't be scared. They'll just be ready to fucking...
That's the problem. People, I think
blow
younger generations now, it's too soft and it's too easy on them and they're too spoiled. Maybe what they need is a bit of tough love. Maybe they need to go in, have a bit of purpose. If you're watching on YouTube, by the way, and you see me and Michelle constantly
just keep intermittently looking up
that spider, that's
Incy.
So yeah, I just think maybe they need a little bit of tough love. I think they just need a little bit of a bit of guidance, and you've got a bit of purpose to work for. You got to think though, in the army, it's not all out on the front guns. There's engineering, they can go down. There's medicine, they can go down as well. They can become doctors. They can become surgeons. They can also become counsellors. It's a diverse branch of work, isn't it?
But they're still putting their lives at risk being in those places
every day anyway. You cross the street and you get killed by somebody.
I just don't think it's the way forward.
I think
there's better paid jobs out there.
There is.
I'd rather work in the office.
That's like going around, going in Pizza Hut and going, why do you work here? There's better paid jobs out there, Yeah,
but I'm not going to die at Pizza Hut. You can't use that as a comparison.
You could. Someone could.
So say if you get 30 grand for being in the army.
Mm.
I could probably get an office job for the same amount and I get to see my family, and the only thing I've got to tackle is maybe the local roads or a motorway when I'm commuting.
Of course, which you could also be killed on.
You can.
Statistically, more likely to die on the roads.
I don't know if you've met me. I wouldn't be suitable for... You cheeky fuck. There's nothing wrong with my driving. You can fuck off.
I just think, right, I get what you're saying. However, I think a lot of people, well, in fact, I'm just going to take a step back. I'm also going to bring up an argument over social media. A lot of people see that 30 grand a year office job as a dead end failure to life. It's not. 30 grand a year in an office job is a pretty solid job, solid income. I'm not taking anything away from that. But a lot of people in those, like, especially the younger folk, are just like, oh, this is shit, this. What am I doing with my life? My life's shit because I'm not an influencer or a YouTuber, he says in his glass house. But I think if they had a job in Army, RAF, I wanted to be a pilot.
Yeah.
I wanted to go in the RAF.
That's okay.
The only reason I didn't is because
and that's free
Mackey's
choice.
is cheaping it as a drive-through.
If you want to, that's fine. But I don't think you should be able. You shouldn't be able to force people into doing that.
I just think it'd be a great...
Like little Jasper, who's just turned 19, doesn't need to be in the army. He's got his whole life ahead of him. Let him do what he wants to do.
What if he wants to go in the army?
Well, that's fine. But if he doesn't, that's also fine.
Part of me is I just think, what if Jasper though? Why Jasper? What if Jasper is growing up, right, and then he becomes a little bit like, I don't know what to do with my life, and I just want loads of money, and then gets involved in crime. Because essentially that's what the Tories are saying. They're like, we've got a young generation where crime rates are getting involved in crime, feeling quite hopeless, haven't got a lot of purpose. So if we put them into...
Don't stab your ops, we'll give you the gun. Shoot ours.
But like knife crime's going through the roof and all that. You got like gangs on the street, and people are like, they say life imitates art, doesn't it? But it's like people think it's the norm to walk around with knives. If you turn around to him and say, right, when you leave school, you're going to go into national service in the Army, RAF, or in the Navy, you're not going to get your bum wiped. You're going to get treated like a man at the age of whatever age you go in there, 18, for example. I
just think it's a bit excessive as a life lesson.
At the moment, people aren't getting that. You're getting people. I reckon, right, honestly, and I'm probably going to get hate for saying this.
Go on.
Go sit in a job centre for a day and then come back to me and tell me what you think.
Why? What's that going to achieve?
Because I have sat in a job centre for a day, and there's some people in there you think, sign up. Just no, but like, just people say I can't work. We have
depends
got,
for the reasons though, doesn't it?
I mean, on the same
if the
note,
wheelchair bound,
maybe I wouldn't be scared of spiders. I'm sat here constantly staring at a spider. We have currently got. Is this a live podcast show? And that's our audience right now because we're doing a piece straight to it.
5 pence change live.
Yeah, 5 pence change. The 8-legged episode. Me, I think if it came through, right, and my two boys were, right, we're going to go do a year in the army now, I'd be like, go on, lads. And I'd be so proud of them. If,
though, they say, oh, we just had a letter through and we've got to go and serve in the army and we don't want to go, what would you say then?
Oh, well, should have voted Labour.
They're not old enough to.
Right, that's that argument. I'm going to flip another argument.
Like
why do you reckon they're bringing it in though? Like, I think personally, there's a little. They're trying to do that because the older generations. Do you know the older generation?
The older generations probably want to wipe us out. Those little fucking council estates.
I mean, the older generation that still bang on, like that act like they were involved in World War II, but weren't actually born until after World War II. That generation. Because there's a lot of them. Like, oh, back in our day when we were in the bomb shelter, fucking World War II was over. You were born in 1970, you prick. That generation, that's where they're counting on votes. They go, oh, if we bring this back in, it'll appeal to the older people and we'll try and get votes from them. That's what I reckon it is. It's just all sly. But I don't think
there'll be loopholes, though, for their fucking sons not to do it.
Also,
and if you've got a bit of money, you'll be able to get out of it. It will literally be...
Yeah, well, money gets
us. It will be us, the types of people that get pushed into that.
Me and you. What are they going to use me for on the front line? Bait. And you just stand there a second when they come running to you. We'll come and help you.
Give a little wiggle like that caterpillar out of Bug's Life.
Just me stood there. Like, there's someone walking out. It's like, run. Nah, shoot me. I'm not asked. I'm not running.
Just call it a day.
I've already done couch to 5k up to week 5. I can only run for 20 minutes, and it's not really that much of a good pace. I'm definitely not on course for the 5K in 30 minutes. Put it that way.
Maybe
it's not much faster than walking pace, to be honest with you, mate.
Maybe they're trying to control the population. Like China have their little ruling, don't they, where you can't have more than like 2 kids.
Yeah, but they did that for...
Do you reckon they're just trying to wipe a few of us out?
We're going down a deep conspiracy theory hole right now. And I did this last night.
With who?
No,
Who were you with last night?
On my own. You know, when you just like, you know, you go off on a YouTube tangent, and I just started going off on loads of like conspiracies and all that, and I just went down a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. Long story short, I had no feelings towards it beforehand, but now I'm pretty sure Kurt Cobain was murdered because I watched a conspiracy theory about it yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
we'll save that for another one.
Yeah, we'll do a whole episode. I love conspiracy theories. Love them because they're always making...
Stop
Sorry.
wanking the microphone.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I'm all for it. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think it might help a lot of people, especially when you got thousands of people like who are struggling to find a job. For the first 12 months, they're going to get kitted out with say, for example, you go in for it for 12 months, you come back out with like a qualification in engineering.
Yeah, but I don't think it's just 12 months, is it? What is the timescale that they ship it off for?
Let's just say I don't know off the top of my head.
I'd say it's probably like 5 years.
It's not going to be 5 years. All right, let's just say for argument's sake it's 5 years though. In 5 years' time, you've got a whole generation of people who are independent, not soft as shit, don't fucking cry over spilt milk. And I'm not tarnishing everybody with the same brush, but they've got a bit of standards about them and they've also got a qualification and a bit of life experience behind them. Imagine that generation when they get to like 25 and above. You're just going to have a better society.
I don't know if I agree, to be honest. Put your Winston Churchill fingers down, you little Tory.
He was a Tory.
I know he was.
Moving on, before the spider comes and hits me, haven't we got a question?
Final section is question time.
Before we have a fucking scrap. If you want to fight during the army, I just said that, Michelle, but you're fucking having a go with me.
Punch the spider.
I'm not punching the spider. I'm not going in the army. Just before we move on, that would be a good point of view, though, when people say, yeah, I'm all for it. Just ask him, would you go in the army? I'd go, but only if they let me fly the planes.
You've got to have your license first.
No, you get your license when you train up. So if they let me fly the airplane...
that'll take you ages to get fully trained up.
Yeah. It's like riding a bike. Fucking give me an airplane now. I'll be able to fucking, mirror signal maneuver it, fly away. We have a question.
So, question time. We've got a question that's come in from Jess on TikTok.
Howdy, Jess.
Hi, Jess. So it's pretty much aimed at you.
Oh, what have I done?
I don't know.
I haven't done it. I don't know a Jess. I do. I've got a sister called Jess.
It's no one we know.
Go on.
So, hey, just thought of a question to ask on the podcast from John's point of view.
Oh, right, okay.
Why do men/boys send unsolicited dick pictures and think that the girl's going to jump on it? I need to know this from a male's perspective.
Because, Jess, 99% of the time they do.
They do what?
Jump on it. 99% of the time, I take a picture of me dick, she's already on the way.
And the real answer?
I've never sent one.
Never!
I've never sent it. Why? I'm with you. I know people do. I know because we've had the conversation in the past when you've been like, hey, seen this that someone's just sent me. I remember, what didn't it have piercings in it?
Yeah, that guy was crusty.
That guy, I think we spoke about it on the early episode in the way back.
His profile name was John.
It's not
Was
me.
that you?
It's really not.
Was that, what's it called? Prince Albert?
Yeah. Was the dick bigger or smaller than the piercing?
Bigger.
It's not me. That's a piercing. Why are you wearing it? It's like a cock ring. Well.
So why do you think then the boys do that?
I same answer as what I gave a couple of weeks ago. I think. No, I didn't. Do you know what? I've had a bit of fucking mental overlap. Whether I've said this on the pod or said it to someone in a discussion we were talking. They've watched too much porn. That is literally the reason. They've watched far too much porn where they've, like, in the porn episode, someone goes, hey, here's my dick. And she's like, oh my God, a dick. Wow. And that's what it is. That is genuinely, they've watched too much porn. They go, I'm going to send her a picture of my willy. Like, no one wants to see, no one wants
I
to
think
see
it's
a
an
dick.
ego thing, you know.
It is. You get them all the time.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Do you not? Just assumed you did because you showed me one. I just thought you on a
That one
daily
from
basis
like
was
2021.
dick pic after dick. Oh, fucking hell, dick pic again. Oh, this one's over a flower. Oh no, there's a dick behind it.
No. Not at all.
I don't know. Jess, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really sorry that someone's sending pictures of their dick to you.
And we would recommend that you block them.
Block them, report them. Do you know what?
Report them to me, you little grass.
If I was a bird, I'm like a bird. Do you know what I would do? I'd just air it. I'd be like, hey.
Oh,
look,
no, because you can get done for that.
I'd literally, this is how I would do it.
Don't listen to him, Jess.
No, this is how I'd do it. This is genuinely, if this was me, this is how I'd do it. I'd take the picture. You could see the @ You can see who sent it. I'd put a square in it. And the square would be big enough to cover it so it
So you're not disclosing who it is?
No, that it conforms with... No, I want to disclose who it is. It's big enough to cover it that it conforms with community guidelines so it doesn't get taken down.
Is this on Twitter?
No, I'm...
Can't go posting dicks on Instagram.
You can. I'd literally go, this is what's in my mailbox. And I'd have a pitch... I'd put a black box over it so it's covering it enough so no one can report it, but it's enough there that you know that's a dick pic. And I just go,
the actual image. I thought you meant the username.
No, I'd leave the username on it, and then I'd post it with @ whatever the username, this you, ? Wow. And watch how quickly it fucking stops. If fucking hell, I think I've just have I just mansplained my way to fixing unsolicited dick pics?
You can't even say it.
No, I can't.
Can't say it, but you fixed it.
Look at us.
You're just watching the spider.
We're looking like we're praying to
It
God.
is giving me a bit of anxiety. He's just clinging onto that fucking cloud.
But I reckon if every single girl who got an unsolicited dick pic did that, watch how quickly it'd stop, because lads will know I'm not just going to randomly send a fucking girl a picture of my dick, because all that'll happen is they'll be like, hey, this you.
Hey, what happens if we miss out on the good ones though? Because men are like, oh, don't send one to her. She'll air it.
What do you mean the good ones?
Might be a really nice one in there.
Have you ever seen a penis and gone, that's a really nice penis? Do you know what?
There's got to be a few nice looking ones out there.
No dick looks good. No dick looks good. It'd be funny if that's a fake spider, by the way.
I might ask.
No dick looks good. Stop blowing it. It'll move. No dick looks good. I don't know why people do it. I've got plenty of female friends who say they receive them all the time. I genuinely think the reason is it's ego. They've watched too much porn and they think you're going to go, fucking hell, look at that dick.
Don't want to miss my opportunity.
Fucking hell, look at that dick. I've never seen a dick before. I've never seen a dick like this before.
Might not
maybe
have.
they just lost like 4 pounds. You've lost 4 stone. I've got a big dick. Here you go.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
So it's still not okay.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
And maybe if you receive any other ones,
I want to ask
and
you,
the rest of the girls,
is any girl
try what he
ever
suggested.
like looked at a dick pic and gone, have you?
Maybe not an unsolicited one.
Yeah, okay. That's what I mean. Unsolicited, right? Have you ever looked at one and gone, fuck, I'm going to speak to him?
No.
I maybe they just think, I don't know. Maybe it's a big dick thing. And
He's obviously got no personality.
That's what it is. Look at me dick.
I've got this though.
Have you seen that one where there's a guy, do you know that website where it matches you with random people to speak to?
No.
I can't remember what it's called now. It's a website where it's like a chat room,
Yeah.
and it just brings up random people. I imagine most of it is probably just naked men waiting for someone.
Mm.
But there's a lad there who obviously goes to the gym and he's flexing his muscles, and the girl's like, hey, so where you from? And he just doesn't know how to speak to a woman, so he's just like, yeah. And the woman's like, yeah, I'm not really asked it. Where about you from? And he's like, look.
Absolutely.
And maybe that's what it is. They just think, I don't know.
Dad bods all day long
Everyone
with a
says that.
personality.
That's another lie.
No, it's not.
I'd be fucking dripping in empathy if that was the case.
But I did just say dad bods with personality.
I've got both.
Oh.
Sorry, Jess. Can't help you with that one. Just block it. Just do what I say. Just fucking post it. Put a box over it and just go, hey, is this you? And watch how quickly it stops. If it carries on after that, well, I was wrong.
Sign him up for the military because he sounds like he deserves a padded room or a rifle in a foreign country.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I think that's a pod. I want to wrap up because there's that.
Yeah. We
will be
are
back.
being booted out of the studio by Incy Wincy.
Yeah.
He's not said anything, but
he's given us the eyes. And we will be back though, and when we come back, we'll be spider free, hopefully.
Hope.
And until then, where can they get in touch with us, Michelle?
So drop us a little line on TikTok or Instagram, or give us an email at 5pencechange@hotmail.com.
Please write a message, by the way, and because it actually makes my day when people message in. We've had a few lately, and it's starting to make. So we want more. So write in. Thanks, Jess, for getting in touch. Tell all your friends to. Ciao for now.
I've enjoyed this one.
I don't know if I have. My head hurts. It's because there's a spider. Bye.